Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to Gentry Vintage. I'm Josh, your host. I do hope this video finds you well. So I was sitting in the house this morning thinking, as I started to load me a bowl of Carter Hall, I said, Carter Hall is my everyday go-to smoke. And I've done other blend reviews on here, and for whatever reason, I've never done a video review on Carter Hall. And I don't even know why. Well, that changes today. So, Carter Hall. Carter Hall comes in these wonderful 14-ounce tubs. Mm, mm, mm. And it is a nice. I'm going to attempt to show it to you. I will attempt to show it to you. Hopefully it'll show up on camera here. It's a nice ribbon cut. I mean, it's perfect moisture. And these tubs, believe it or not, these tubs actually seal really well. And I'm getting down to about the halfway mark in here. I told the wife, I said, looks like we're running low. Get some more. But they actually seal well. I'm really surprised. Like remind you of old Tupperware containers. You can mash down and start pushing the air out of it. But Carter Hall is one of those blends. It seems like people either love it or they hate it. I don't feel like I see a lot of in betweens. And I'll get to that in a second. I can understand why people don't like it, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But for the most part, this only comes in a 14-ounce tub. I do know that Four Noggins website will sell this by the ounce, as well as things like Granger, Prince Albert, some of the stuff that you can only find in the larger tubs. So if it's something you're wanting to try and you don't want to spend the money and waste, 13.99 ounces or something, and Four Noggins is definitely a way to go if you just want to try this, and if you're worried you may not like it, or you can buy the 14 ounces and just send the rest to me if you don't like it. But it's one of those blends that you can pretty much do the old codger scoop and just stick your pipe down in there and scoop your bowl, mash it down with your thumb, and light it up and go. It burns really well when you're not talking and running your mouth, making a video. There's sometimes I can light this up and I won't relight it until maybe 3/4 of the way through it. So it is a Burley-based blend with a little sprinkle of Virginia. It's not an overly strong blend. Nicotine is low. I've never noticed any really nicotine effects in this. The tasting notes on this, the topping that's on it, casing, topping, whatever you want to call it, is a bourbon and a cocoa/chocolate note, which pair well together. If you've ever had bourbon balls, oh my goodness. And there's where it comes the part where some people don't like it. Some people, I've heard a few people say that they do not like this blend because they can't stand that bourbon taste in it. I personally like the bourbon taste in it because it gives it a little something different from other blends, and I like the taste of bourbon. I don't drink much bourbon nowadays, but I do enjoy the taste of it. Um, so that I believe is why most people that say they can't stand this blend, it's probably why. It's probably mainly because of that bourbon note. So you get that bourbon note in there, mixed with a little earthy, nutty taste from the burley for sure, and a little bit of a molasses note, and got that little bit of a sweetness, cocoa chocolate, not overly sweet. I'd say like a semi-sweet maybe, cocoa chocolatey note, just enough to round it off a little bit. It's not something that stands out. It's not like I wouldn't definitely not say it's like a chocolate cocoa flavor. It's just a little sweetness to kind of round it off. I get just a little bit of a um, kind of a grassy, bready note from the Virginia in here. Not much. I don't think there's much Virginia in this at all. It's primarily a burley blend. Um, and I get just a hint, just a real small hint of a slight bitter kind of citrus note, and that could be from the Virginia, but that could also be coming off of the bourbon note. I'm not really sure. Um, Again, it's nothing that stands out. It's kind of just something that kind of help round off the edges a little bit. Um, the only downfall to this blend is there's times if you get to puffing too hard on it, it can kind of get a little bit of a cigarette taste to it. But that's like a lot of burley blends. Most burley blends, if you get to puffing too hard on it, you kind of get a cigarette-y taste in it, out of it. But it's not a strong blend at all. It's just a nice mild. It is in no way is it complex whatsoever. I mean, it is literally just a simple burley based nice blend. Um, like I said, it's my everyday go-to smoke. Um, there's times that I'm sitting there in the evenings or something trying to figure out what I want to smoke. I have a rotation that I don't have any kind of order, but I have a rotation that I kind of go throughout the week. And there's some nights, the other night was one, I was trying to figure out what I wanted. And the wife said, "Well, what'd you end up picking?" I said, I just went with Carter Hall. I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I just went with Carter Hall. Um, but I mean, it's literally one of those. I smoke it enough that if I don't know what I want, I just grab a bowl of this and go, and I'm never disappointed. Um, I think I've said before that when I come home from work most days, I head out to the back porch and fire up a bowl of Carter Hall, and then later on in the evening after supper, before bed or something, I'll smoke something different. And once again, there's some nights that I'll just smoke another bowl of Carter Hall. Hmm. I never said what I was smoking it in. I'm smoking this in my new Medico Medalist that I was a flea bay purchase. I love this little pipe. I got less than 20 bucks in this thing. It was a brand new unsmoked pipe. Um, with shipping taxes and everything, I got less than 20 bucks in it, and it is a great smoker. I actually might buy another one. The wife, the wife likes it, and might get her one, and then I might get another one, something I can just leave out here in the shop or something. Um, yeah, I like this pipe, and I actually bought this with intentions of making it my Carter Hall pipe. My vintage yellow bowl that I have is kind of my Carter Hall pipe, but it's more of my Codger blend pipe. I smoke a Prince Albert in that one, Carter Hall, Granger, different stuff. But this one just might become my Carter Hall pipe for sure, my permanent designated. So yeah, there's not a lot to say about this blend. I've probably said way more than needs to be said about it. It is just a simple burley-based blend with a nice bourbon note, and along with a little bit of a cocoa, chocolate, molasses, nutty, um, just a nice simple blend. I really enjoy this blend. I highly recommend, if nothing else, hop over to Four Noggins or something and pick you up a little 1 ounce sample of it and just see what you think. It's just a nice go-to blend. But anyway, yeah, like I said, there's not a whole lot to say about it, and I probably made more to say about it than there really is to say about it. So I'm gonna end it here and enjoy the rest of this and head back in the house. The wife had a couple of things she wanted me to help her out with, and she's probably wondering where I went. So I'm gonna finish this off and do that, and we'll see you very soon on another Gentry Vintage video. But until next time, I wish blessings for all and lots of luck to you and yours.